Hi, today's blog is for Palm Sunday, the 10th of April, and we are continuing to follow Brueggemann's thinking, and he's entitled today, In the Wrong Temple. Just to say that the notion of the wrong temple is the fact that Jesus used the word temple to talk about his own body, whereas people understood it to be literally the temple that was around in those days, the building, the church, the Jewish church. And Jesus very clearly was playing with this idea, and he used it to make people think. I want to just reflect on that a little bit by saying that I've just come back from a few days retreat on the island of Lundy, and I know that before I went on retreat, my own thinking was getting less clear as a Christian, and I was mixing up my understandings of what was important. I was tending to get more dualistic. I would say prayers like, God, give me life, and God, take away pain and suffering. And I was getting tired of that sort of dualistic way of praying, wrestling with God, telling him what to do, suggesting that God only works in what is good and joyful and not in what is of suffering. And deep down, I know that's not true. Now, how do I bring these thoughts together for Palm Sunday? I have rested and slept on the island of Lundy, and my soul has been better equilibrated. I've no longer needed to instruct the divine being in my prayers. I've been camping out in strong winds of 40 knots, and it's been tugging at the tents during the night, and I've been praying. And I've been praying because I've been a bit anxious about losing the tent. It wasn't my tent, it was my son's. And I've said in my prayers at night, God be in the wind and in the calm. You know what? This week as I've prayed, I've looked at my WhatsApp and I've seen many prayer requests from students praying for pain and sadness to be left, to be taken away from them. I've had one previous student praying for the birth of her child, knowing it was a child that had Edwards syndrome. And we've prayed for her as the baby was born and died. And in the same week, my own grandson Felix was born. And I've had to both pray for God to be present in these births and in these deaths. And I've prayed, God be in our birth and in our dying. And I've wept as I've tried to understand these things better. Anyway, one day I woke up and this is what I wrote, sort of a poem. God be in my sleep and in my waking. God be in my living and in my dying. In my thoughts and in my words, in my actions and in my stillness. God be in the storms and in the sunshine. God be in the cold and in the warmth. In our hopes and in our plans, in our fears and in our joys. God be in my eating and my drinking, in the face of those I meet, and in the silence of my prayers, in my mutterings and my talking, in my writing and my thinking. Now let's come to Palm Sunday today. And I've noted the same dualism being in the crowds who welcome Jesus in contrast to the centering intent of Jesus riding into Jerusalem. The crowds are so like us when we don't trust God. One minute they worship Jesus and the next they're cursing him. One minute they're trusting all their religious hopes on a Messiah. They think that Jesus is the old star Messiah. And the next day on Friday, Good Friday, they're crucifying him with their broken hopes. And I've wondered if Jesus might have continued my poem. God be in my journey to the cross, not impressed by adulation, by the cheering of the crowds, their waving palms and scattered clothing. God be in my journey to the cross, not depressed by condemnation, by the jeering of the crowds, by Peter's broken promises, by Judas' blunt betrayal. God be in my living and my dying. God be in the wormwood and the gall. God be in the riding of a donkey. God be in the carrying of a cross. God be present in the darkness when the sun refuses to shine. God be present in the weeping when a mother loses her son. God be present in the sunrise when the gardener was Rabboni. God be present in the sunlight when all shadows lose their power. Have a good Palm Sunday as you walk towards Easter.